دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. O Allah, send peace and blessings upon your beloved, the best and perfect creation that you have created. Mawlaya salli wa sallim دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. يا ربي بالمصطفى بلغ مقاصدنا واغفر لنا ما مضى يا واسع الكرم. مولاي صل وسلم دائما أبدا على حبيبك خير الخلق كلهم. Alhamdulillah, all praises are to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing us to congregate here on the day of Jumu'ah in peace and tranquility. Let's spare a moment and remember our fellow Muslim brothers and sisters around the world who are suffering. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestow His infinite mercy and blessings upon the entire ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Ameen ya Rabbal Alameen. Those of you who regularly listen to my talks, you will realize that before I commence my talk, I always make the same dua. Always make the same dua. That, oh Allah, bestow your infinite mercy and blessings upon the entire ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And there's a very, very strong hadith, a sahih hadith, authentic hadith, where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam has mentioned that the ummah, my nation, is like one body. And if any part of the body is struck with pain, the entire body feels the pain. Likewise, this ummah, if any of my ummah is suffering, the entire ummah feels the pain. And if you don't feel the pain of your fellow Muslim brothers and sisters, then you should not consider yourself to be part of that body, i.e. part of the ummah. So it's very, very important. And the reason on Jumu'ah why is preference given is this is a day where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in a Sahih Hadith mentions that Jumu'ah is the day where your du'as are accepted. And in some hadith it narrows it down. In some hadith it mentions that when the Imam is delivering the khutbah, between the pause, the interval between the khutbah, that's the time where your du'as are accepted. In another narration it's mentioned that on the day of Jumu'ah, between Asr and Maghrib, your du'as are accepted. Nevertheless, the time of acceptance could be any time. So we should spend our time in making supplications on this day. Make dua for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones, for entire mankind, specifically for the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Last week my talk was about knowledge and the importance of seeking knowledge. And today I want to continue slightly on the same topic. There's a hadith which comes to mind. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned that the scholars, the learned people, are like the stars in the sky. And some of you may find it difficult to understand this, but nowadays, if I want to find my way to go somewhere, I have satellite navigation. Yeah, so nowadays every person's got it on their phone. They've got Google Maps, they've got Waze, they've got other mediums they can use in order to navigate their route, to tell them where to go. So this is the means that we use now when the technology is readily available. But back in those days, how did people get from A to B? How did people find their way? They would use the stars they would use in order to complete their journey. They would use the stars to navigate themselves where to go. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in that context has mentioned in this hadith that the scholars are like the stars in the sky, by which people are guided. So the scholars are like the learned people, the ones who have knowledge of the deen, are like the stars in the sky, by which people are guided. And if these stars are obliterated, if the stars disappear, vanish, or are not there anymore, what will happen? It's a likelihood, it's a likeness that the people may be misguided. They may lose their way. So Rasulullah ﷺ has emphasized that the learned, the scholars, are like the stars in the sky by which people are guided. The people attain guidance through them. And if these stars were to be obliterated, then there is a danger of people being misguided, losing their way. So, and in another hadith, Rasulullah ﷺ mentions, now here, this hadith that I'm going to mention, those of us who have deep understanding, Rasulullah ﷺ said, the likeness of a scholar over the worshipper. The likeness of a scholar over the worshipper. It's not mentioned about a believer, a mu'min, someone who believes, merely believes, accepted Islam and he believes. Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned the worshipper, meaning the abid, the one who worships, the one who is, strict on the deen. He's doing his obligatory actions. He's doing his voluntary actions. He's an abid. So the superiority of the scholar over an abid is like the full moon over the stars. It's like the full moon over the stars. The superiority of a scholar over the worshipper is like the full moon over the stars. Now think, those who think deeply. This is someone who, an abid, a worshipper, is someone who is, in our terms today, we would say that he is on the deen. He is on the deen. Not someone who merely accepts Islam and then does not do his obligatory duties. He doesn't pray. He probably prays Jumu'ah now and then. Yeah? This is not talking about that person. It's not talking about that. It's talking about the abid, the one who is a worshipper. He may be in the masjid 5 times a day praying with Jama'ah. He may be praying his tahajjud. He may be keeping his fast on Mondays and Thursdays. The Ayamul Bees, the 13th, 14th and 15th of the Islamic month. He may be doing all of that. He may be going on Umrah and Hajj and giving he's doing all of that. But the scholar is the superiority of the scholar over this person who is, we term as a person on the deen. He is strict in the commands of the Sharia. But Rasulullah ﷺ said the scholar over him is like the full moon over the stars. Subhanallah. This is the importance that Rasulullah ﷺ gave to knowledge. And with knowledge, what comes with knowledge? I mean, I'll give you a few examples. Did you know that if you're a married man or a woman, and it's time for Fajr Salah, and you wake up your spouse in order to offer your prayer, and if your spouse is difficult to wake up, as most of us are, including myself, once you sleep, you can't get up. You're tired. Did you know Rasulullah ﷺ said that if you wake up your spouse in order to offer their prayer, and if they don't wake up, and you throw cold water on their face in order to wake them up. Now don't go and try this, because if you have a black eye, it's not my fault, yeah? If you try to wake your spouse up and they're not waking up, and Rasulullah ﷺ said, if you pour cold water on their face and make them wake up, and you both offer the prayer together, what is the reward for you? The reward is not 1 Jannah, it's 2 gardens. You will get the reward of 2 Jannahs for doing that. Did we know this? No. Another hadith, Rasulullah ﷺ mentioned that there are 2 drops which are most beloved in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Number 1, a drop of blood which is shed in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In jihad fi sabilillah. The drop of blood is most loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What's the other one? The other one is a drop of tear which falls from the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Did we know this? Now this gives you an incentive to fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because you know that is beloved to Allah. What else? Did you know that if those of you who are married, if you have physical intimacy with your spouse, did you know that ghusl becomes fard on you? Ghusl meaning the full bath. And there is a method of doing this full bath, which is slightly different to the normal bath that you take. And this difference, if you don't do this, it means you are not purified. You've gone and prayed that prayer. One of the conditions of prayer is your body has to be clean. Did you know this? The ghusl has 3 obligatory actions which you have to do. Number 1, you have to gargle your mouth, the throat. Gargle up to the throat. Number 2, you have to sniff water into your nose up to the meaty part. And number 3, you have to wash your entire body. Even if a speck of hair is left dry, your ghusl is not complete. Did you know this? No. With regards to wudu, we know we have to do the masah of the head, meaning the wiping of the head. This is one of the 4 obligatory actions of wudu. One of the 4 obligatory actions of wudu. Did you know, I've seen even grown men, some of them, they actually open the tap and they put their head underneath and they're having a shower. How much of the head should you? How much is the minimum that you should do? Do you have to put your head under the tap and wash? So at least a quarter, 25% of your head, you have to do masah. These things, stuff like this, you learn this and some of this stuff is the basics that every Muslim should know. For example, when you're offering your salah, we know the takbir at-tahrim, the Allahu Akbar, is one of the compulsory actions. We know to stand, the qiyam, compulsory, recitation of the Quran, the ruku. Now did you know, when you perform your ruku, and when you stand, some of us go halfway and we go straight down. Has this person done his ruku properly? In sujood, when you are in sujood, 7 bones have to touch the ground. Me with my own 2 very sinful eyes have seen our elderly uncles with white beards, when they're in sujood, their feet are lifted off the ground. I have seen this. Have they fulfilled the condition of sujood? No. These are the things that you learn. These are the basic things which every Muslim needs to know. So, in seeking knowledge is obligatory, is fard upon every Muslim. And Rasulullah ﷺ in many ahadith has stressed the importance of knowledge, seeking knowledge. And last week I mentioned, Rasulullah ﷺ said, the superiority of the scholar over the worshipper is like me over any ordinary one of you. Meaning there is no comparison. So to conclude, as you know, the Mosque and Islamic Center of Brent, your masjid here, from the last 5 to 6 years, we have been conducting a diploma in Islamic Studies and Arabic, a part-time course, open to all, males and females. Alhamdulillah, we have an influx of students. We have 4 different batches running alongside each other. This July, 2 months ago, we had a graduation where 8
of our students from this institute have graduated. In the coming next few months, we've got another batch ready to graduate, and inshallah with your du'as and with the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in the near future we will be producing more scholars. So this Wednesday gone, 2 days ago, we had an induction day for the new batch we are starting from this Wednesday. So those of you who are interested to enroll yourself or your family, your daughters, your sons, your friends, whoever, if you've missed the induction, no problem. This Wednesday, 5 o'clock in this masjid will be the first class for this part-time diploma in Islamic Studies and Arabic. It's one class in the masjid a week, 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and one class will be online, which together with everyone, with the majority, whatever the availability is, we will conduct the classes, one class online. It's a part-time course, fully funded by the Mosque and Islamic Center of Brent. All the material provided, but we just need your willingness and your eagerness and your the effort to come and enroll yourself, inshallah. So this Wednesday, 5 o'clock, those of you who are interested, you know anyone, please do come forward, 5 o'clock Wednesday in this masjid, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be the stars which Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned, to guide people. May we be those stars. May we be who Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said is like the full moon, the scholars. May all of us make an effort. May we try to be that. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us, guide us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gather us all the way we are gathered here in Jannatul Firdaus, in the neighborhood of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Wa ma alayna illa al-balagul mubin.